My name is Luna Hayes. I'm 31 now, and I have a small studio called Paw Memory tucked behind a flower shop in Portland. It's just one room with good light from a skylight, a big wooden easel, shelves of paints and pastels, and a worn leather chair where people sit while I draw their pets. I do portraits, mostly dogs and cats, sometimes rabbits or birds. I don't do stiff, perfect photos turned into paintings. I do the way the dog tilted its head when it heard its person's voice, or the way the cat's eyes looked half-closed and trusting right before it fell asleep on someone's chest. People bring me old phone pictures or stories, and I try to give them back something that hurts less when they look at it. 9 years ago I was 22, coming home from my summer job at the animal shelter after a 12-hour shift. I smelled like wet fur and bleach. My hands were red from scrubbing kennels. I walked in the front door calling for Rusty, my border collie mix, the dog who'd slept at the foot of my bed since I was 10. No jingle of tags. No black and white blur racing to the door. Mom was in the kitchen wiping counters like nothing was wrong. I asked where Rusty was. She didn't look up. We rehomed him. He was too much work. We couldn't keep up with him anymore. I stood there with my shelter apron still tied around my waist. You gave him away. Without telling me. Dad walked in from the garage. You're an adult now, Luna. You couldn't handle the responsibility anyway. He's with a good family. End of story. I asked for the new owner's name. They wouldn't give it. I asked where he went. They said it wasn't my business anymore. I went to my room. Rusty's bed was gone. His toys were gone. His leash wasn't on the hook by the door. I sat on my mattress and stared at the empty space where he used to curl up. I didn't cry. I just felt something inside me fold up small and quiet. 3 weeks later they moved. Cross-country to Arizona. No goodbye. No forwarding address. Mom texted once. We need a fresh start. You couldn't handle responsibility here anyway. Good luck. That was it. I stayed in the empty house until the landlord changed the locks. Then I couch-surfed with friends from the shelter. Slept on futons, floors, sometimes my car when I ran out of couches. I kept working at the shelter, cleaning runs, walking dogs, holding the ones who were scared. I volunteered extra shifts just to be around animals. It was the only place that didn't feel empty. I started drawing again. I'd always sketched dogs at the shelter. Quick pencil studies of ears flopped over eyes, tails mid-wag. After Rusty was gone, the drawings changed. I started doing portraits of the shelter dogs who didn't make it. The ones who were too sick, too old, too scared. I drew them sleeping, or playing, or just looking straight at you like they knew you saw them. I posted them on Instagram with the caption, "Gone but remembered." People started commenting. "This is my boy from last year. Thank you for drawing her. Can you do one for my girl?" I said yes before I knew how. I charged almost nothing at first, just enough for paper and pastels. I drew from photos people sent. Old dogs on porches. Puppies who didn't make it through parvo. Senior cats who passed in laps. Every time I finished one, the owner messaged back crying emojis and thank yous. I cried too, alone in my room at 2 a.m., but it felt different, like the ache had somewhere to go. The side hustle grew. I rented a tiny bedroom studio in a shared house. Bought better pencils, better paper. Started charging more. People found me through word of mouth and Instagram. I specialized in memorials, soft, emotional pieces that made people feel like their pet was still watching over them. I didn't do cartoonish or cutesy. I did real. Tired eyes. Gray muzzles. The way a dog's ear flopped just so. Clients sent me stories along with the photos. He waited for me every day at the gate. She purred until the very end. I read every word. I tried to put it in the lines. A musician followed me. Someone with a decent following. She DM'd. "Lost my dog last month. Can you draw him? I want something gentle." I said yes. She sent a photo of a scruffy terrier, mix asleep on her guitar case. I drew him curled up like that, soft light on his fur, one paw hanging off the edge. She posted it when it arrived. Caption. "Luna gave me back a piece of him. If you've lost someone with fur, find her." The post went everywhere. Thousands of likes. Shares. Comments from people who'd lost pets. My inbox filled. Bookings for months. A pet food brand reached out, big collab. They wanted me to do a limited series of memorial portraits for their Forever Loved campaign. Paid well. Gave me exposure I couldn't buy. The campaign launched. My name was in articles. Luna Reyes, the artist keeping pets alive on paper. That's when Mom found me. Email from her. Subject. "We saw your work online. We always encouraged your art." I opened it at 3 a.m., sitting on the studio floor with charcoal dust on my hands. Honey, your portraits are beautiful. We cried looking at them. We made mistakes back then. Rusty was too much, we were overwhelmed. We thought rehoming him was kind. We never meant to hurt you. Your dad's medical debt is crushing us. Heart surgery next month. If you could help even a little, it would mean everything. We love you. We miss you. Mom. I stared at the words until they blurred. Dad emailed next. Impressive work. We always knew you were creative. Things are rough here. A loan would help with the bills. We'll pay you back. Let's move past this. Then Ethan. Hey sis. Your pet portraits are everywhere. Mom watches the campaign video and cries about Rusty. Dad's scared about surgery. If you could spare something, we'd be grateful. We miss you. I sat there until my legs went numb. Thought about Rusty's empty bed. The silence after they left. The nights I slept in my car listening to dogs bark in the distance. The way I drew him over and over in my sketchbook until the pencil wore down to nothing. I opened a reply. One line. I lost him too. You don't get to use that pain now. Sent. Blocked. Mom posted on Facebook, public prayer chain with my portrait of the terrier mix. My daughter Luna is talented. Praying she comes home to help with Dad's medical debt. Family supports family. Comments. Praying hard. She'll come around. God works miracles. I didn't engage. I kept drawing. Kept posting. Kept saying yes to people who needed something gentle to hold on to. Last month I got a message from my niece, Ethan's daughter, now 8. She'd found my page. Aunt Luna, can you draw my dog when he gets old? So I won't forget him. I answered her. Hey sweet girl. I'd love to. When he's older or when you're ready, come find me. I'll make it perfect. No rush. I'll be here. No reply from Ethan or Mom. That's okay. Now the studio is quiet most mornings. I brew coffee, open the skylight, let the light spill over the easel. Scout curls under the table while I work. Mara brings lunch and sits on the floor sketching beside me. Clients leave notes. Thank you for giving him back to me. This helps more than you know. I don't hate them. Hate is loud and my work is quiet. I don't forgive them. Forgiveness isn't owed to people who rehome dogs and rewrite your grief. I just chose different. Chose the pencil that stays. Chose the people who bring me their memories and leave lighter. Sometimes I think about Rusty's empty bed. The way he used to wait at the door. The way I still look for him in every black and white dog I see. Then I look at the next portrait on my easel, a tired old lab with kind eyes, and I remember. I didn't lose him completely. I gave him back to people who loved him. One careful line at a time.